Hello everyone, welcome back. So today I'm in Lincolnshire at the popular resort of Skegness, or is it? For the last 3 years this has been voted the worst seaside town in the UK by consumer group Which, who based their survey on the quality of the beach, local attractions, scenery, peace and quiet and value for money. Skegness ranked the worst, just like it has for the last 3 years. I love Skegness. Can it really be that bad? Let's take a look. Just starting here, just opposite the Butlin lake. A lot of hotels are down here actually in Skegness, which is a great place to stay, and also free parking along here for 2 hours. Completely free longer after 6 p.m. So I don't understand why, personally, Skegness is at the bottom of the table for seaside resorts in the UK. Just 49% of people thought that it was great. I mean, to me, that's still pretty good. No, it's not brilliant, but we'll try and I want to know from you why you think Skegness has this title. I'll go and check out the vintage funfair that is back this year, just over there. We'll have a walk along the pier, go through the pleasure beach, check out everything that's on the seafront, and I might change your mind. And just starting here by the famous clock tower, which is, I guess, Lincolnshire's version of the Leaning Tower of Pisa, because it is a little bit lopsided. And it's been like that for a very long time. It's been voted as the worst seaside town rather than seaside resort. I'll let you decide if there is a difference there. So the main town of Skegness is what you see in front of you. These are a great way to get up and down the coastline towards Inglemells. These open top buses all have different names. I've just noticed a Pupper's Fish and Chips. I don't remember seeing this here before. So if you wanted to work your way around Skegness, you could get yourself a Skegness map. So we are just here near the clock tower. We'll quickly check out this area here just towards the Butlin lake, and then of course up the seafront, past the pleasure beach, through Skegness Pier, and then on to the end of the seafront. And of course check out the beach, because the beach has been awarded blue flag status again this year. Harry Ramsbottom's Fish and Chips, a little tourist hotspot that people love to come and have their photos taken with is the Jolly Fisherman down here on this humongous compass, and you can see which way you're pointing. For example, we're pointing towards New York this way, facing west of course, and then down southwest. And of course a bit of Skegness history. 1908, the local railway company commissioned a photo to get more people to come to Skegness, and the Jolly Fisherman was born. I know the weather's not that great today, but I still fail to see why Skegness has been voted one of the worst, because I think it's great. It's kept really nice. There's always plenty of flowers everywhere. So the Butlin lake is just here, and there's this really great vintage funfair which I'll show you around, which is a recent addition to Skegness in the past few years. You can see that guy out there is literally pulling out those pedal boats. You think the water's deep, but it's not as deep as you might think. So you can stand in it, look, can you see it's pulling them out? But there's the vintage fair. This looks great at night as well. Cool little places to sit down. I think more seasides should do this, like have a spot for an old-fashioned vintage funfair. Big balls. There was a fire on the dunes actually a few days ago. Just goes to show, in dry weather, don't even attempt to bring a barbecue down onto the beach, especially near the dunes. But this is a central beach in Skegness. It is massive. And I know this is being probably overcritical, but the sand on the beach in Skeggy is a little bit coarse. There's a lot more shells in it than some beaches on the east coast, to be fair. And it's quite dark as well. Seeing what the water temperature is, am I reading that right? I'm sure there must be, is that 18 or 10? I don't know if that's been missed off. It can't be 10 degrees this time of year. 16 degrees. I do love the fact that the RNLI put these out so you can see what the water temperature is, what time the tide times are. So you can see the pleasure beach, and beyond is the pier. The pier is going to look completely different in a few years' time because they're going to actually extend it. We'll have a walk up there. One thing you're not short of by the beach is ice cream. There's like ice cream shop there, ice cream shop there. There's more around the corner here. There's more over there, there's loads over there. I'm surprised more people don't get this shot of Skegness with the clock tower in the background and with these lights just coming over either side. Always is a great shot, and especially at night as the sun goes down. So these boats are so cool. You get to drive your own little boat around. And for the first time ever, I think I'm going to try it.
There we go. Step on the seat, you'll be absolutely fine.
Yeah, thank you very much. So is there any instructions I need to know? Or?
All you've got is literally just on the black switch there, just left to reverse, right to go forward. Don't turn the red key because that'll turn your power off. And,
right, okay.
Enjoy yourself, thank you.
Cheers. So hit reverse, and off I go out the port. Ooh. I must check who's behind me. We're saying goodbye to the port. Do you know what, this is something I've always wanted to go on. Alright, hang on, let's just turn this around. And off we go. Try not to hit a boat. Done a little mini boat on the Broads before. That's my limited skills of driving a boat. Got to stay on the left hand side. This is actually really difficult to do one-handed. So hang on. I'm going on the left hand side now. Ooh. Whoops. There are loads of adults on these. These aren't just for kids. In fact, kids aren't allowed to go on these on their own anyway. They've got to be older than a certain age. I can't get away from the side. Oh no, why is it, hang on. Why is it not moving? Ah, bramble bush. Steering on this is so sensitive. Like if you steer it too much. As you can see, I'm finding this really difficult to steer. Slow movements, I think, are the key. I'm trying not to hit your boat. This boat is going well fast. I must be going at least, what, 4 or 5 miles an hour? Look at this. Forget Venice, come to Skegness. Ooh. So obviously I am going to walk up here, but I'm literally going under the pier right now. You can hear the music banging out. Last time I was here was at Christmas, and the Christmas music was banging out. There's a little duckling. Oh, Mr. Little Duckling. Look how cute. We're coming into the turning circle. I think once upon a time you could have got off or got on here, and the boats actually went all the way up the far end of the seafront, because as you can see it continues up that way. You're going straight for it. I'm not the only one. Afternoon, nice day for it. Beautiful. See, I'm not the only person going into the wall. You can see why they've got these plastic bits on the side. I think everybody is just like consistently hitting them. So on boat number 1, I've literally overtaken everybody, and they're all asking me, why is your boat so fast? It's literally just one speed. You can't control the speed. But yeah, going at a nice comfortable pace now. And heading back into the port. Obviously, I guess I just have to stick this into reverse. I don't know how I'm going to stop. I don't know how I'm going to stop. Oh, hang on, there's a neutral bit. There you go. That's how to do it. So I glide in. Thank you very much.
Have a nice evening, sir.
Cheers. Yes, if you're a big kid, they are a lot of fun. In fact, more adults go on those than kids. It cost me £14 to go on that. Definitely worth it. And Skegness has one of the tallest high wires in the country as well. This thing is tall. I wonder if the swimming pool is open now that it's the summer season. Let's have a look. I can see some sunbeds out. No, the pool's not open today. But this is what I mean. There are not many seaside resorts in the UK that have swimming pools on the seafront anymore. But Skegness does. Shame it's closed today though. I mean, it's nearly July. And of course, a bit of Skegness history. 1908, the local railway company commissioned a photo to get more people to come to Skegness. And the Jolly Fisherman was born. So this is probably one of the loudest things on the seafront other than the pleasure beach. That is what you call an epic fish and chip shop. Big old nightclub and a tiki bar on the seafront. Heading up past a couple of retro arcades, because of course no seafront is complete without an arcade. But you know, one thing that Skegness doesn't have, that a lot of seaside towns now do, and that's a big wheel. So maybe they'll do that in the future, but what it lacks of no big wheel, it makes up for in other things. You've got the Embassy Theatre here on the seafront, just over there. And if you want a little bit of a quiet moment, the Tower Gardens are worth going in. You can go feed the ducks. Although it's not overly a long seafront, it still has everything you want. Is that guy walking down? Yep, he is. No. Well, there's a crowd of people here waiting for someone to get soaked. So this has had a new frontage put on it, the Plaza Amusements. Pleasure Beach Promenade. Feels like you're walking on a pier. Love the palm trees though. Okay, so let's have a walk around the Pleasure Beach. Now, it's actually school time and the Pleasure Beach is open, which is quite good because for those people that do come down on holiday in June, and a lot of places are always shut because of the kids are at school, it's great to see that places like this are actually open. Now, I haven't got much time to go on the rides today because I spent most of the time on the boat. I love a good pirate ship. Taller the better. The smaller ones are just not the same, are they?
Ladies and gentlemen, the Pleasure Beach will be closing in 10 minutes.
Alright, well it's closing in 10 minutes, but at least it was open. So a lot of people rushing to the rides the last 10 minutes before it actually shuts. It's not as big as some pleasure beaches, but it's still pretty big, and there's still actually a fair decent number of rides on here too. So walking up to Skegness Pier, I love the 70s style signage on this side. The pier's going to get completely revamped over the next few years as well. It's going to be extended. Should be pretty good. See what the front looks like, because the last time I was here they were putting the sign down, so oh it looks the same as it was, so I don't know what they were doing. So after the pier, there isn't overly that much here down this part of the seafront. There are a few hotels, obviously quite handy to have a Premier Inn, although that Premier Inn I find quite expensive. Let us know if you've stayed in any of these hotels. They've actually got a Savoy hotel in Skegness. Not the same company, I'm sure, although they do have some balconies up there. Some putting greens, some mini golf. The same mini golf, in fact, that used to be in Great Yarmouth. Same company, Arnold Palmer. Let us know if you're familiar with Great Yarmouth and you've seen this in the past, because I always remember having to go on this to try and win a free game of mini golf if you ring the bell to get in the top hole. How much is mini golf nowadays? Oh, so it's got 18 hole, 9 hole, £4.50 per adult. Not quite sure these had photos in them or pictures. Seafront Gardens actually up here are quite nice to have a walk around, and just over there as well, if you love bowling, there's a massive bowling green over there too. This is pretty good for a night out. Castle theming. You can see the knights at the top there. I love this entrance, King Arthur's Bar. It's so cool. There's a seal sanctuary here. I never really see this place overly that busy. So if you want to go and see the seals, you can pop in here. I think the entrance of it is still here, yeah. A bit overgrown though. I see a sign there for water balls, £4. They sounded fun. But I don't think this is being used, or has been used in a while. This says relax on a leisurely trip between Grand Parade and North Parade. It says push and hold the button to talk to the boat captain. He will tell you how long until the next boat arrives. Well, let's try it. So obviously that would have been quite good, but also quite annoying for the captain, because I'm sure probably lots of kids would probably be on there going, when are you coming? When are you coming? But yeah, I don't think this is operational. That beeping's coming from the toilets. Just behind the seal sanctuary, and if someone could tell me what this was or what it is, because it feels like you're in the remains of an old castle. But clearly there's never been a castle here, but maybe this is something to do with that restaurant, I don't know. But it looks like you're in the ruins of a castle on Skegness seafront. So I'm totally confused what this is all about. And just walking beyond the seafront, literally right by the beach, you wouldn't even believe you're on a seafront back here. It's all overgrown. So just wanted to show you these old beach huts that are still here, just on the other side of the river. They're all grown over, full of weeds. It's a shame because I'm sure these chalet stroke beach huts once upon a time ago were pretty popular. I mean, look at the view you'd have. It's quite nice actually by the river. Shame they've just been left like this really. So welcome to Skegness at night. In the distance, the colour of the sky looks really pretty. The famous Skegness clock tower, which I just heard chime, which sounded very atmospheric. So let's have a quick walk through here. This looks really pretty. More and more bandstands now are becoming centre of attention to light displays at the seaside. They do look really nice. And actually, considering it's just rained with the floor, it's giving it that reflectiveness. Harry Ramsbottom's closing up for the day. I think they need to light up Jolly John just a little bit more. You can just about see him. So what we'll do, we'll walk down the seafront. Obviously the pleasure beach is now shut, and it's shut very early tonight, so it was difficult to get around it, but we'll also have a walk on the pier as well. Look at that chandelier. That is pretty impressive. A bit close up though, it looks a bit misty. The Tiki Bar in Skegness is kicking. In fact, let's just quickly walk on the other side of the road, because you'll probably get a better view of the amusements. Now, bearing in mind it's the summer, it's August, and places have cleared out very quickly tonight. Maybe because it's rained, I don't know. They've got some pretty impressive chandeliers going on as well in the Embassy Theatre. It's amazing how the atmosphere changes at night and how quiet it has gone since the Pleasure Beach shut. I'm definitely getting a South End vibe, I don't know why. Seriously, this must be the busiest McDonald's I've seen on any seafront. In fact, I think this is the only McDonald's I've seen on a seafront. So just coming up on the right is Skegness Pier. And it's gone through some changes. In fact, they've had a massive refurbishment. So we'll have a walk through. So the Pleasure Beach has just this moment closed, literally straight on the dot of 9 o'clock. But it's still really lovely to walk down here anyway. Like literally, I just walked through here about a minute ago and this was all open. Love these palm trees though. I want to get some of these for my garden. Shame the front of the pier sign isn't lit up, but this has gone through quite a change, especially inside, and the plans for the pier are to extend it to its former glory. And I believe some funfair rides as well on the end of the pier. But they've switched the lights off now, but this is like an LED climbing wall, which looks totally amazing when it's all lit up. It's actually quite nice that I've got most of the pier to myself, because before it was just so busy. So the rain has cleared a lot of people out. So I guess it's just us having a walk around. Oh my God, this looks so much fun. It's basically those plastic balls, or I think they're foam balls, and lots of air cannons. If only I was 10 years younger. That looks so good. And just walking to the very end of the pier. The pier is obviously going to be a lot more extended than it is now, stretching well out into the sea like it used to be. And I know it's dark, but from here I don't know if you can see on the camera, but you can see over towards, well, you can't, but over to Hunstanton. There's also something out in the water as well, which is just going to show you how far the pier is going to come out. So just walking past the Premier Inn, and then, so yeah, the illuminations, well, they're kind of staggered in the sense that there's some up near the Jolly John statue, and then there's a few more here. Okay. Stars make it look Christmassy though. If you've ever been in here for some entertainment and some food, it's a really good night out. Definitely recommend it. Looks like the only bit of life that's still on the seafront going on in here. Everywhere else seems really quiet. Bearing in mind the time now is literally 10 past 10. It is August. I know it's been raining, so probably a lot of people have gone home, but I think a lot of people go back into their holiday parks and so forth. So it's worth coming up to this part of the seafront. There's a little bit of a light trail you could walk just past the castle, and obviously past the seal sanctuary, but the lights literally go to the very end of the seafront. I can see some tinsel in there, so I think these might have been Christmas lights at one point.
Don't forget, for more After Dark videos, make sure you check out the playlist. Please make sure you give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't.